Hi, my name is Mainza Kawanu, and I host the Mopani Roma Park Connection Group. Truth be told, what inspired me to host the Connection Group wasn't really something that I set out to do initially. There was a burden, to try and go the ministry route of practicing hospitality, and so it felt like it was the right thing to do, and also because I could see how burdened our Connection Group leader was, and I felt we all have a role to play in distributing the roles and responsibilities of the church. And so it was upon my heart, but amazingly it was my husband who actually signed us up as hosts. So this came after a Sunday service. There was a call that was made for more Connection Group hosts being required, and just a nudge for people to sign up and open up their homes. And I guess something resonated with him, and as we were driving back home, it couldn't even wait until we got home. He said, "You know what, let's do this." Amazingly, he's not the one sitting in this chair. He's camera shy. So I'm the one that's taking one for the team and, doing the talking. It's one thing to desire to do ministry, and we always think of ministry as, perhaps actively serving in church, but hosting a Connection Group is part of also practicing hospitality. It's opening up your home to people. It may be uncomfortable, especially if you like your space and you like your privacy, but part of showing love to others is, being able to just emerge out of your comfort zone and begin to connect at a deeper level. And so in our case, I think we put the small back in small groups because we're very small. At any given point, we're no more than 10, and I think that's probably what's allowed us to establish such deep roots. And in our case, we've connected. We're able to, discuss issues openly. We're able to dissect the sermon and, apply it practically into our lives. We're able to discover one another's gifts, one another's strengths, just by talking, just by sharing. And I think it's important to experience the spiritual journey with a family because it was never designed to be done in a vacuum. So it's been an incredible experience. I recall a time where I had just undergone a surgery, an emergency surgery, and I struggled with the healing process. And so it was more than just my Connection Group. Even the healing department got in touch and they were praying for me as well. But I remember vividly this day where we're just 3 people. Everybody else had traveled for work, but 3 people in a meeting, and I decided to just open up and tell the team that, listen, I've not been feeling well. I feel like my recovery hasn't been, as quick as I would have loved it to take place. So much so that now I feel like I'm going to die. And it's a heavy thing, to admit to people. But there and then we just, prayed together. We stood on scripture, and the following week I had a praise report. I was fine. That fear had completely dissipated, and you don't have to call up the pastoral team to pray for you. Just within ourselves, we have the power to just stand on scripture and see God move in our midst. And I've got first-hand experience with that, with what I encountered. My encouragement to someone, first of all, who is thinking of joining a Connection Group is, it's one way of, stepping out of the auditorium. You leave that blue seat behind in church, and you have real-time, real interactions with people that you might be surprised are actually going through very similar things to what you're going through. It's very easy to feel isolated. It's very easy to feel alone and lonely, but it's not until you step out and decide to engage, and decide to open up and decide to just allow yourself to become part of a family that is part of the wider effort of the church. Connection Group allows for you to actually be a friend to someone, to be a mentor to someone, to be a helper to someone, and these are avenues that can only be made possible when you decide to plug in and remain connected. That would be my advice and encouragement.
Join a Connection Group today. Sign up at the Connection Group table outside the foyer after the service via our website or the mobile app.